Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a new video. There's just some Far Cry gameplay in the background. Um, it's actually quite funny because I was went to my friend Lily's house and we did the tutorial on this. So I showed her how to do the controls and everything, and she's playing it for a bit. It's funny to watch someone who's not really a gamer play games. She was like screaming and shouting when people are running and shooting at her, which is quite funny. And yeah, this is a side mission in the game where you talk to Danny Trejo. Um, so he's actually an actor who always plays like a Mexican gangster in a lot of different movies. He's in a few action movies, and he's got a machete, as he says in his movie with the same name. But yeah, he's just pretty much a legend in action movies, and he's quite a good actor. He's actually in one of my favorite movies probably my favorite movies called Heat. I always forget that he's in it, but he's actually the driver in that. So yeah, that's just what you're watching in the background. Sorry for not uploading many videos. February is always not really great month for me. I think it was 2nd of February 2013 when I was just finishing university my last year where my grandma passed away. So that'll be your great grandma. Um, on my dad's side. Um, so yeah, it was that was quite a traumatic and sad moment of my life. Also because I was living at university in a shared flat with friends and some other people. I'll talk about that in another commentary. That could be a commentary in itself. But yeah, so I was away from home for about 2 years. I'll come back on holidays and stuff for a few weeks. But yeah, I wasn't as home as I was much. And then we went to India and unfortunately had a heart attack. I was in hospital and eventually passed away. And I was really close to my grandma, and that was in 2013. Yep. And yeah, it doesn't. That date always brings back kind of bad memories and feelings. So if you just know me, you know that I don't really do anything in February or celebrate anything or do special things because of that event, and it kind of takes me a few weeks to get past that sort of stage. Well, I don't talk much anyway, but just generally, I don't do much around that time. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit better now. Yeah, so that's something I need to deal with in the future. But it's just my grandma was really close to me. She lived with us, and I think a child's relationship with their grandma is really important. It's known for like really being loving, cooking a lot, taking care of you, etc. So yeah, it's just something that's there. It doesn't really get easier. It's just you kind of deal with it better as you get older. That's what I've learned. When you suffer events like that. So yeah, that's what's been going on. It's just me looking at the Trejo's tacos. Yeah, so that's what's been going on with there. So that's just an explanation. I know that there was Chinese New Year around 1st of February as well. So happy to all the people that celebrate that. I know my friend, a few other people have been celebrating it. So yeah, that was nice. What else has been going on? So me and May finalised the fiance visa, so we've done everything, um, which is good. It got stressful towards the end because there was a lot to do, a lot of documents. You have to do a final check over of everything you've done because you don't want to mess anything up. You have to review all the documents, but I think we did a good job. It was it's a bit stressful at points, but yeah, luckily we've done everything now, and we just need to wait. It'll be April, and towards the end of April, we should get the decision back. And yeah, I'm just praying everything goes well there. Um, because as I said, it's been about 2.5 years that I haven't seen May, so it's getting really difficult. Like I even feel it, just personally. Like it's just been way too long. So yeah, I'm hoping that will be resolved. So yeah, that'll be nice. What else is going on? Well, the biggest thing probably going on now is the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Um, just what's happening at the moment. I mean, really shocking events. I mean, they've been in dispute for about 8 years, and a lot of conflict has gone on. But it's just really shocking that it's got to this stage of an actual invasion. People dying needlessly because President Putin wants to just expand and get more powerful and repel the West from getting closer. But yeah, it's just odd how everything is just being controlled by psychos, where the whole world could pretty much just implode. Um, and this has an effect on oil, gas, and all the other things, and which is why we need to switch to like renewable energy and stuff that can actually be produced without these psychos controlling it, and the price of everything. Because war obviously makes everything go crap. There's not one thing that war helps with. Um, Maybe price fluctuation. You can probably make a lot of money if you're a trader during this period because everything tanks, so you just buy it when it's low. And usually the stocks and crypto go up and down, so you can probably make money that way. But yeah, just tragic events, people losing family, people losing lives. I'm surprised that the actual Ukrainian leader, Zelensky, I think is his second name, shown what a true leader is by staying behind and fighting, saying that he's not going to give in, which I think is courageous because it's so dangerous having that strategy. But if you believe in what you're doing, and you want to stand up to someone who's bullying you and trying to push you in a corner, I think that should be applauded. Um, and it kind of teaches you a lot of principles about life. Eventually, you have to stand up to this. If someone's just being aggressive and just trying to push you around, there has to be a point where you can't just let them do that. So yeah, the West is sending a lot of support. It's just a bit sad because they don't want to get involved in this by having troops on the ground because that would be catastrophic. If because if you send in troops, then Russia has a reason to attack that home country because they're basically involved in the war as well. Which is sad because when you think about it takes me back to like when the U.S. joined World War II, where they basically, well, they were attacked by Japan at Pearl Harbor, and then the U.S. basically just obliterated Japan by dropping bombs, nuclear bombs on them, and then cleaned up what Europe was doing with the Nazis. So, but a catastrophic event for that was the Pearl Harbor event, the attack on the U.S. So that's the only time when the US actually joined in that war. I mean, they were in the background, but they weren't doing much. So I think if one of the countries that are supporting Ukraine is attacked, or they send troops in and it goes really bad, that could be catastrophic, which is why they don't want to get involved in this. It's also sad, though, because Ukraine really do need people on the ground. Although the West is being helpful with anti-tank stuff and explosives, which is good. But yeah, I just hope this is resolved as soon as possible because war literally benefits no one. I didn't think in the century I'd be alive in that this would still be going on, and it has previously. I mean, when Russia took over Crimea in Ukraine, that was pretty much a land grab, and everyone just watched that happen. So I can see why Ukrainians are kind of pissed off at this, because they're thinking, well, you didn't help us then, and now you're already helping us because it's probably going to spread further. So, yeah, and other stuff has happened, but I think the US is also wary because of stuff that's happened previously, like in Afghanistan, where they completely just, well, just left that country in a mess. And the US's history isn't actually that strong. I mean, the war in Korea and Vietnam, they pretty much got slapped. So they don't have the best historical record. And one of the only wins was in Japan, where they were forced to drop a nuclear bomb to end that because they weren't doing well on the ground either. So, yeah, but if it gets to nuclear warfare, which I've just read on the news now, I was reading a few moments ago that President Putin of Russia has told his nuclear team, or whatever it's called, to be on high alert, which is very worrying because that doesn't just affect the country that's being hit, it kind of affects everyone, because everyone will be put on high alert if something like that happened. But hopefully he's just bluffing, and that there's a point of negotiation. But yeah, I was just trying to think, like, I can't imagine these people are literally on the streets fighting, like, a wildest commentary is going on. People don't know if they're going to be alive tomorrow, that are still fighting in Ukraine. And as I said, the president's still there. Some celebrities, like the boxers, the Klitschko brothers, and other people, just normal people, are behind, like being forced to learn how to make bombs and shoot guns. But yeah, the bravery is just amazing, and the fact that the president's still there, that's a real leader. It's interesting with him though, because he studied law, and he was a comedian for a few years before he was elected. And why that's interesting is he's not really a politician. He's more about justice and fairness and saying what he thinks from the heart. I think if he was a politician, they would have probably settled this and just come to some sort of negotiation earlier. But I think he's drawn a lot of popularity because he's expressing the sentiment that a lot of people feel there, that of anger of just being forced into this war and people invading their land. At some point, you need to just say, "I'm not taking this anymore," and fight back. I think eventually it will settle, but I think Putin has gravely underestimated the resolve of the Ukrainian people and the support from other countries. So, yeah, but I'm just hoping this all settles. And sorry for just getting political on this, but I think it's important when you have an opportunity to voice your concerns and opinions on stuff like this. I mean, I don't have the biggest channel or whatever, but this stuff is wrong, and it needs to be spoken about and publicised. I know there's lots of protests around the world on what is going on, so happy to see that people are kind of united. Another thing is, once you invade a country, the danger is you bring people together, because now you're the common enemy, so everyone kind of bands. This is kind of like like an Avengers movie, like Endgame. Everyone's against Thanos. Like, you kind of brought people together and brought that solidarity back and created an identity that's even bigger with Ukraine, even though they've already had their own identity. But yeah, it's just, yeah. Obviously, this isn't a movie. This is real life. This is stuff that's going on now. But I'm just using the parallel of that situation. So yeah, that's just the my take on the political stuff. But yeah, this video is pretty long. Thanks for watching if you're still watching at the moment. But what else is going on? Me and May watched that movie, The Warrior. That's a really, really good movie. I've seen that before a few times. But yeah, it's about UFC. Two brothers end up fighting each other. So yeah. Yeah, I really like the movie. It's like a lot of relationships with men, like brothers, dads, and stuff like that, and how things are. But yeah, that was really good. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.